Hey everybody, Tony our Cabin Woods, and today buy a Rototiller. Anyway guys, so I got it. When I go home, we'll unbox it. I'll do an unboxing to it, and we'll do a new start and an assembly. All right, there it is. We've got it in the back of the truck. We've got to get it unloaded. Okay, there's one thing I always like to do before I start tearing something in, putting something together. I get the nuts and bolts all out and I put them all together to make sure I have everything accounted for. Like the nut and bolt on here, same as this, make sure everything is accounted for. I have all the nuts and bolts, it's all gathered up. I know I'm going to need 2 of those because that's what holds the tire on. I don't know what that one's for yet, but we'll find out. I know these are the handles. Another thing I like to do is gather up my wrenches. Look at this, this is funny. The bolt is American, 1/2 inch. Nut is metric, 12 millimeter. Same with this. Bolt is American, 5/8. Nut is 14. Weird. Mixed match, huh? So okay, I've got everything pretty much gathered. Took this out here, and I'm going to get going reading on the book, and we will go from there, and I'll show you what I've got. Okay, the first thing they tell you to do is attach the bolt to this. Well, it has adjustments to it. There's 1, 2, 3 places you can adjust it for, and that's how you want to use it. They tell you to do that first. Well, I don't know yet because I got to get the tires on how I'm going to sit. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to bypass that, and I'm going to go ahead and put on this handle and then go from there to see where it needs to sit. So I'm going to take off the rest of this. Alright, I'm going to mount this handle on. Let me show you what we got. They give you those 4, I showed you a minute ago. They give you these, and there's 4 of them. And how they're going to go through is the stud goes from the inside and goes out. So let's slide that straight on down the handle. I'm going to put the stud in there, and there it is. Spin it till it goes, and then we'll put this nut on here. And you can see how that slipped right on in there. Put that one in. That one over here, you see how that fits nice and snug? That one over there was like this, and it wasn't snug, there was a gap. Just take it, rotate it, and there it is. Okay. Tighten them all the way down. Alright, we got them all snugged up. They won't come undone on their own. There's locking nuts on the inside of there. You can see it's nice and taut. So now, that's sitting where it needs. Now I just need, what I end up doing is I'll put the tires on and figure out where I really want that to sit. If that makes sense. Everybody's a little different. It gives you a deal in here. Handle height adjustment. It says it right on it. It says something about average person where you want it. Well, not everybody is the same. Some people want it in a different spot. So, well guys, my book is missing like half the pages inside. So, there's no instructions on putting tires on, which is going to be simple. I mean, that's not a big thing to do. Or that bracket, that front bracket back there. And which I can figure that out, that's not a big deal. So what we're going to do is go ahead and I'm going to slip the tires on. I was going to try to do this as per how it tells you to do it, by the book. But, try to do it like the professionally type vision way, Anyway, it's not, there's nothing there, so we are going to go ahead and do this the way I see it needs to go. And probably go the way I always go. I never read instructions, but I was trying to make the official put together. I'm going to show you something real quick. You see that hole right here in that shaft? Okay, and then you see the hole right here? That's where these pins go through. So, goes through just right there. So, let me show you. Let me put each wheel on. And these wheels are directional, I believe. Yep, there's an arrow. So, we need to put them on the proper way. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and slide this tire on. There is an arrow that points to, they say that points to the front, because they are directional tires. Oh, I was hooked on something. Like I said a minute ago, we're going to have to line that up. What we're going to try to do is get it lined up so it goes all the way through. There it goes, and then you just turn it, and that locks it on its spot right there. So now I need to do the other side. There it is, it's locked. Alright, now I am going to go ahead and figure out where this arm needs to be. Look who's trying to get in my way. Ah, yeah, her. Okay, we need to get those bolts in right down in that area. Figure out what my height is. Willow, don't go between the camera, please, honey. I'm going to say I'm going to put it right there in the middle hole. All right, let me just see how it feels now. You know, I mean, that way you got more control. You can pick it up better. I kind of like how that is. So now I'm going to go ahead and tighten that all down. Now imagine you got to tighten up this down here. No, it's tight. Yep. All right, so now I need to move on to the front. Put that front piece on. One that goes right down there. And I don't. So let's go ahead and get my screws off. Like I said, this did not, the pages are missing. You can see that the book was torn inside. Really weird. So, we got to do it ourselves, figure out how we put this thing together, which is not going to be hard. Alright, see, we got two spots you can put it in. Actually, you cannot put it in that spot. It hits, so it has to go in one hole, and that's it right there. Alright, that shield's on. Cool. This thing's heavy duty. It really, really is. So now I need to take the cover off that, and I need to put my bar in there. I will show you, there was some damage on it. Let me grab this real quick. Right back here, dent. And it looks like it hit part of the rigging that's back here. So, oh well. So now what we need to do is go ahead and slide this in here. And I'm imagining the longest end goes first, not the short end. I'm imagining there's no instructions, it's gone, that page. So we've got to go all the way up and through. And this is your height gauge, how high you want to go down, you know, the till. So we'll stick this pin right in here. And this is just right now for me. I don't know where I want it yet. That's too bad about the dent. It hit right, I don't know if you can see it, but hit this black piece right here. So we'll need to add oil into it. And let's see what it says. We'll go from there. I'll bring you back as soon as I know a little bit more what we're going to do. It looks like it runs 1030 oil. And I will probably go ahead and run this motor oil in it for, you know, for this year. And the next year I probably will change it to a synthetic oil. That's usually what I do with all of my engines. They go to synthetic oil. They can handle abuse a lot more. All right, let me get going here and add some oil and see what else we need to do. I'll bring you back in a bit. All right, they give you a 4-stroke oil. It only holds 17 ounces, no name brand on the oil. Who knows what kind of oil it is. You know, so it's an oil that I'll only probably use it, say like 2 hours, and I'll get rid of it because whatever debris that's inside that motor, I want to get it out anyway. And get rid of that junk oil, and we'll put some good oil in it. One thing I did want to show you is, remember, it may have been when I talked about the fuels, about running junky fuel maybe, or another time, but I was talking to you about your oil. Maybe it was on my generator, changing your oil. If your oil is low, or if it's real thick because it's been not changed, the engines don't start. Okay, this has that device on it, and I'll show you it. Let me zoom in. I'm going to try to get the camera to zoom in right on it. Right down underneath there on that label right there. It says add oil to full mark to start. Engine will not start or will shut off if oil is low. See, I told you all. All right, one thing I was having a problem with doing this oil is when it was, if you notice, I put a block underneath the tire right down there, and what was happening is when the unit sits level, it takes forever for that oil to drain in there. That's supposed to be 17 ounces of oil, so I just put the block in the wheel, made the engine sit up on its side so the oil would drain in there a lot faster because it was taking forever to do it. So I'm going to take that to cardboard block, take that out of there, and I'll check my oils and see what they look like. Okay, here's your oil check, and there's low, it's stamped right on there, and there's high. So what you're supposed to do is put this in, you're going to screw it in. It's not like one of those ones you just push in there and then pull back out. Just, you know, snug it back up, pull it back out again, and we'll see where we are on the oil. Okay, if you all can see the oil, I'm dripping on my concrete. If you all can see, the oil level is right there, so we're good. Everything looks good. So we'll put that back in. And of course, you don't want that to fall out, so you do want to snug this up a little bit. You don't want to break it off, though. Okay, that's there. Now let's see what else they want you to do before you even start it or before you put gas in it. Sometimes they want you to actually rotate the motor after you've added oil. Sometimes they want you to leave the kill switch off and pull it a few times to fling some oil around in there. So let's see what they did, and let me read it, and I'll let you know. Okay, I can't find nowhere in the book where it tells you to rotate the engine after you put oil in them when they're brand new. I'm doing it because I've always been brought up that way on the new motors. Make sure either you pull the spark plug off, which is back here. There's no fuel, it's not going to start, but because I'm showing you, pull the spark plug off. Also, make sure the unit is turned off, which it is. And I used to go ahead and just pull it. First thing you're going to see if there's anything gets caught, anything weird going on with it. That's got good compression. You're just going to rotate it a few times. All you're trying to do is splash some of that oil around. It has never had oil in it, so you need to put oil in certain areas. So there we go. To me, that would be enough. That's all I would always do. I'd put the spark plug back on. Okay, and I'm going to get some gas and put some gas in here. Alright, this is your on and off switch here on the side. That's on. There is a fuel valve on and off. Right now it's off. There's on. Here's your choke. Let's go to choke. Here's your turtle, or your turtle and fast. start it on a fast mode. And let's see what we got. Let's see if we can start this thing. I have not started it yet. That thing started up pretty good. 2 pulls. Now I'm going to let it warm up a minute. I'm going to let that oil inside that motor move around in there. It's never had oil. It's a bone stock motor. I mean dry. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the choke completely. Now this is your slow and fast switch right here. Sounds good. Here's your fast. Well, it's the first time I've used it, and I just now. Now, one thing I do want to show you all. Let me hold on for 1 minute. Okay, I had to collapse down my tripod. Anyway, one thing also you had to check was down here your crankcase oil. I don't know if you can see it right there. And I did check that. It's the same type system as this, and it looks good. It was right in the middle, halfway. So that all looks good. Now, one thing about this, because this is a cheaper version of a rototiller, if you look, this does not have no high, you know, first, second, third gear, how fast you want to travel, nothing. It's just a 1-speed set, and that's it. And I guess you adjust the speed by your throttle, but that's it. I don't, like I said, I rototill my gardens every year, and look at those two. They were just chasing each other. Anyway, and so my ground's not all tight. My ground's very loose, so I should be able to go through it no problem with it, and it should work fine. So what I'm going to go do is, I'm not ready yet to till the garden, but I will do is bring it up there and till the garden anyway, just to show you how it works and see how it goes. I'll till up one small spot. We'll go from there. Okay? All right. Let's give this tiller a try. All right, look at that, huh? This thing works pretty good. I'll show you how deep I had it and how easy it. I mean, you can see right there, there is, I guess that's 6 inches deep. I try to lift up so you can see how deep it was going. Now, mind you guys, yes, this soil I've had for 5 years. You can see that my soil is like, I've worked it to get that way. And I have not put none of this horse manure in here yet. That's all horse manure, all out here. All the way around. That all needs to get inside here. So, and you can see how deep I got. Very good soil. Nothing's been tilled here yet at all this year. And you can see that's what that all is right here. All that horse manure is over there. Now they may have thrown some stuff here, but this has not been tilled yet at all, or horse manure on it at all. So, and you can see, if you look at my garden, the height of the garden, how high it is above the ground, that's because of the soils I've been bringing in to make this garden so good. Now, that's going to drop. I've got to move, half of this has got to come over here. I'm not ready for it yet. One thing I did notice in this guy's horse manure, he had gravel rock in it some places, and I've been finding over there too. I'm finding it over there on my other my other garden I'm going to get. There's some in there also. So he must have scooped up some gravel sometime or another. But there you go, guys. I mean, the soil rocks. It's so friggin' soft and fluffy. You know, it's so nice that I hate to cover it with that black mat that I use during the year. But if I don't, you know, you've got full weeds. So, Willow feels left out. Hey, Willow. Anyway, look at the birds. What you doing, girls? Huh? What's all the girls doing? So far, I'm very happy with this unit. 212 cc's, 10.3 foot-pounds. I don't know how many horsepower this is. It doesn't say nowhere. I'd have to figure it out. But you look around and there it is. Everything's nice about it. It's nice and quiet. Idle's really good at idle. At slow idle. Looks good. Got no complaints with it. Other than that dent that you all seen back there. And, well, what are you going to do? You buy it in a box. You know how that is. It gets thrown around. Alright, guys, we're going to go. I'm going to get this thing out of here. And move on to the next thing. Alright, we'll see you in a bit.